Time for some yoga and mobility. We're going to go through a series of poses and some really nice deep stretches to help lengthen and balance the body out. So first, we're going to bring ourselves so we're side on and have your feet so they're hip width apart. Now if you've never done yoga before, don't worry. I'm going to guide you through with my voice, so you might find there's times when you're upside down and you're not sure what I'm doing. So just listen out for my cues and then just pop your eyes underneath your armpit or wherever you need just to get a glance of where I'm at if you need. Otherwise, we're nice and tall and we want to set up our good posture to begin with. So instead of pulling the shoulders back, think of pushing the armpits down, drawing your rib cage down towards your hip bones and balancing yourself upon your pelvis. So we don't want to arch through our lower back, we want to gently tuck our tailbone underneath us so that we're nice and balanced, and you'll feel that your feet then become balanced on the ground as well. And if I've got too much bend in my hips, my weight then shifts back onto my heels and my feet. And if I tuck too much underneath, my thigh bones push forward. So just try and find a balance and just gently squeeze your bottom and feel that balance your legs as well. And then brace in through the middle, lengthen the back of the body. And now that you've thought of all of those things, you can relax. Just hold it and breathe for a moment. So your good neutral spine. Close your eyes, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Now breath is really important. When we get stressed or anxious and nervous, we tend to breathe really high into our chest and it tightens up our shoulders, it tightens up our psoas muscle, and it really affects our posture as well. And so we want to make sure that we breathe really deep and we breathe deep into our belly and that we soften through our shoulders. So use this yoga as a time to focus on your breath and focus on deep breathing, especially when you get yourself into uncomfortable positions. You just want to focus on your breathing. So from here, take a big breath up, bring your hands over your head, lengthen them straight up to the sky, bend your knees and dive yourself down, hands come down to your toes. Bend your knees as much as you need here to allow your rib cage to rest on your thigh bones and let your head drop down and relax. Again, just take a couple of big deep breaths. You want to lengthen right through the back of the body. And then bring your hands to your shins, lift up to lengthen the spine, push the seat bones back, draw the crown of the head forward and shoulders back down away from the ears. And then breathe out, let go and drop forward again. We want to bring ourselves all the way back up to standing again, so take your arms wide, inhale, lift up, spread the arms up, then with a big breath out, bend and fold forward again. Hands to shins, lift up, lengthen the back. Exhale, breathe out and forward fold. One more time, arms go wide, inhale, lift. Exhale, breathe out, forward fold. Hands to shins, flatten the back, lift. Breathe out, let go and hold. So just really think about stretching right through the back of the legs by lifting the seat bones up, but letting your upper body drop down longer. From here we're going to step back with our right foot, take a big lunge back. Now if you need to, you can place that knee down on the floor. Otherwise I want you to keep it up if you can. We're going to lift up and bring both hands up over top of our head. So if you're down here, stay here, but keep the toe tucked under if you can. If you find it's too much though, just release the foot. And I want you to feel a pull in through the front of your hips here. And try and pull your biceps right back behind your ears. And now, instead of arching through the back, can we create that strong neutral position and feel this bring a deeper stretch in through our hip. So try not to let the ribs pop. And to get a deeper stretch, drop lower into the legs. Again, breathe and relax. Okay, place that leg down so the heel comes to the ground and turn and open yourself around towards me. Spread your arms as long as possible and sink low into this pose here. This is called your warrior two pose, and you're going to feel this really open up through your hips. The higher you are, the less intense it'll be. So if you need to, straighten your front leg more to make it more intense. Come further down and really stretch out through the arms. And now you're going to feel this open, this hip. To get more of a stretch, squeeze your thigh muscle as you sink low into this pose. Really stretch. And let's take some big deep breaths again, relaxing the shoulders, breathing into the belly. Now bring your eye focus down the center of your hand. I'm going to come into a sun warrior and spiral ourselves up and stretch back. Fingertips come right over the head, lean back, and this is about opening right through the front of the body. And all of these poses, not only do they work on our mobility and stretching, they're also helping with our strength as well, because just by being here, the body's having to stabilize. Let's come back around, cartwheel your hands down, bring them down to the floor. Step yourself back into down dog and push your heels down to the ground. So you want to try and lengthen right through the back of the body and push your seat bones up to the sky, and then push evenly down through your hands on the ground as well, and this is going to create some strength through the shoulder girdle. Inhale, travel your weight forward over your hands, drop to your knees if you need, otherwise lower down strong. Take a breath, roll the shoulders back, just keep the eyes down. And tuck the toes under, lift up onto your knees, then up onto your toes. And we're going to bring the other leg forward this time. So it comes in through between the hands. If you need to, place your knee down, lift the hands up, pull them right back behind your ears, or come straight up onto your toes. So remember, try not to arch and pop the ribs back. Think of that posture that you'd have when you were riding. And just sink low into that leg. The reason we're doing this into yoga, we can stretch back like this. In some yoga poses we want to do this, but because this is about helping our riding and about increasing our mobility and flexibility, this is why I want you to hold this neutral spine when you're in this pose, because it's about loosening up here our psoas muscle as well as our hip flexor, and creating that independent pelvis and hip mobility while our top of our body stays really still and stable. Then open your arms out wide, lengthen them out long, and bring a piercing focus straight down the center of your arm. Sink low into the legs. And again, squeeze that back thigh muscle to really feel the strength and the opening through the hip. Then glide yourself up into a sun warrior. The eyes can be up or down, wherever feels safe and balanced for you. Just lean back. And bring yourself down, hands come down to the ground. Push back to your down dog. Push the heels down to the ground. Lengthen right through the back of the thighs. Inhale, travel forward. Brace the belly, exhale, lower. Sweep up, all the way up. If that's too much, just stay down low here, your baby cobra, or lift up. Come back up, down dog. Now walk or jump your feet in towards your hands. Just come back down into that forward fold again. Let the head drop, lift the seat bones, and relax. Take a big deep breath, arms go wide. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down again. This time step your right foot back into your lunge. Place the knee down on the ground and release the toe. We're going to come back into this hip again. So lift all the way up. The same hand is the knee that's down. Bring it straight up above you and reach up as high as you possibly can. Imagine somebody's pulling your fingertip right up to the sky. Lift it up and now squeeze your bottom as you push your hip forward. Now if this is too much, because you might have sore knees or just it isn't feeling quite right on the ground, you can do this up here. So squeeze the bottom and push the hip forward. And I want you to feel a pull through the front of this hip. And just lift all the way up. Now add a little bit more by bringing the hand over the head. Reach it across the body. Now in this stretch right now, it's really important that you are squeezing the bottom, because that's where we want that stretch. It's almost like you're tucking your tail between your legs, because I'll show you the difference in just a second. So take 3 breaths here. One more. Now when we release our seat bone, I want you to bring your hands by your side and just see how you can come forward now. Come forward and come to where you can. It might be just here, it might be up here, or if you can come all the way down to the ground and try and touch the ground with your fingertips. See if you can do that. Pull the shoulders back and open up. Again, just bringing some mobility into these hips. Yoga's not about comparing yourself to where I am or comparing yourself to your neighbour or anything like that. It's about an experience. And it's about discovering where your body goes. So don't let your ego tell you that you've got to be down here or got to be up here or got to be in a certain position. Just come to where's right for you today, because every day is different as well. If you do yoga first thing in the morning, the body feels completely different to when you do yoga at the end of the day as well. Let's take it over to the other side. Bring the knee up. Start with this one here, so squeeze the bottom, push the hip forward and lift up. So it's all about your challenge each and every day, and often we'll get into some really uncomfortable positions when we do yoga, just as we get in uncomfortable positions when we're on our horse as well. And so that's where we focus on our breathing, we focus on relaxing the body, and just working through that challenge. So remember, you can be up on your foot if this is too much. And then just release, bring the hands down to the ground. Stop squeezing the bottom and just bring yourself down, and you'll just feel a different stretch here. Similar area. Getting lower into the hips. Beautiful. Then just bring your hands down, bring yourself out of that position. Tuck your toe up underneath you at the back and step yourself forward. We're going to work on our squats, our Hindu squat. So our body's designed for us to be able to squat all the way down to the ground. Now depending on your mobility, maybe some injuries, you might not be able to get down there. So step 1 is just to be here and have your elbows inside your knees. But if you can, try and bring yourself all the way down to the ground. If you want, you can grab a table leg or something really solid to be able to hold on to, because you might find you're here and your heels are off the ground. You might find you just haven't quite got the balance. So get something solid in front of you, maybe partner's leg or something, and just squat down, because this is a really amazing position for us to practice every day. And a great way for you to practice this is every day when you put the bandages on the horse, squat down into this position. Not only does it help with our posture and our hips and our balance, it also helps with our digestion, and it keeps everything functioning. And you want to maintain this basic function of a human squat as much as you can. But remember, it's okay if you're up here today, that's perfectly okay. It's just giving you a place to aim for, and you're just trying to work on your squat function. So you just want to hold this. Your feet are parallel. And to get more of a stretch, just bring your elbows inside your knees and try and lift your head up so we're not slouched forward like this. Really lift it up. You might find one side's tighter than the other, and that's telling you things that's going on with the body, and this is exactly why you're doing this workout and this program, to rebalance the body and work on your mobility. So from there, bring your hands down to the ground, place your bottom down. We're going to take one leg out in front and cross it over the other side and give that leg a big hug. So push your foot firmly into the ground as you inhale and lift up, and take your eyes right around to the back. If it's too much with both legs bent, you can straighten the bottom leg as you take your eyes around. Okay, with the leg that is up on top, I want you to slide it on top of the other thigh or just down on the ground in front of it. So I want you to come forward so you're stretching through your bottom here, and just let the whole body come down and forward. Just loosening it up. And then lift up. Come over to the other side. So we twist first, bring the foot over top, give the leg a hug, and spiral the eyes right around to the back. Try and make this really active as well. So you're pushing your seat bones down, lifting up through your spine, and turning your eyes around the corner. And then bring that leg either on top of the thigh or down on the ground, and just let yourself come forward and loosen up. Well, then just bring both legs straight out in front of you. Let's set up a good balanced seat bones, pull them back, lift up through the spine, and then just let yourself come forward over top of your legs. And just breathe. A couple of big deep breaths, letting the upper body drop down, face relax. Okay, we just want to spend the last few minutes just focusing on our breath, doing a little bit of a meditation just to clear our mind and relax our body. So you can do this sitting down or lying down on your back. Just bring yourself down onto the ground. You might want to bend your legs and let them fall together. And I just want you to set up your neutral spine, but now relax the shoulders. And try and breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Too often in our days we're just too busy being busy, and our days are chaotic and we just run out of time to simply stop and breathe. So I want you to use this time when we do our yoga to set yourself a goal for the day. Maybe it's a goal for your writing, setting a plan for how you're going to school. Maybe it's a goal for your nutrition or getting to bed earlier. Just use this time to catch your breath and think about one thing that you can do today that's going to help you be better. Visualize yourself doing that one thing. Okay, from here take a really big deep breath in, bring your hands over your head, stretch your body out as long as you possibly can. Then bring your knees in towards your chest, give them a hug, just gently rock from side to side on your back. And once you feel ready, bring yourself up to sitting, bring yourself around. Take a big deep breath in, lift the arms up, exhale and relax. Hey, so I hope you enjoyed that yoga mobility stretching routine, inspired just to help you become a better rider. We've worked on really loosening up our hips, so hopefully they're feeling much freer, and you're going to start to notice the difference that this has on your riding posture and just on your general way that you feel throughout your day. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you got on, and I'll see you really soon for your next routine.